Imagine a world with no sunrise, no golden light, no warmth, no star to orbit, just a silent sphere, drifting endlessly through the dark. These are rogue planets, worlds torn away from their home stars, wandering alone in the black sea of the cosmos. But what really happens on a planet with no sun? Would it be frozen solid? Could anything survive there? Or is it just a lifeless rock, forgotten by the universe? Stick around, because the answers are way stranger than you think. Let's start simple. A normal planet like Earth depends on the sun for almost everything: light, warmth, even the energy that drives our weather and life itself. Take away the sun, and temperatures on Earth would drop to freezing in just days. Within a year, oceans would start solidifying into thick ice. Now, picture a planet that never had a sun to begin with. A planet flung out of its solar system, kicked away by the gravity of bigger worlds, or maybe born free in the dark. It wouldn't orbit anything. It wouldn't rise or set. It would just drift alone, forever. Without a sun, surface temperatures on most rogue planets would fall to hundreds of degrees below freezing. We're talking colder than Antarctica on its worst day, colder than Pluto. Basically, space's version of a deep freezer. But here's the twist: not all rogue planets are completely dead ice balls. Some are massive gas giants that give off their own internal heat, left over from their violent birth. Others might have molten cores, just like Earth, keeping the insides warm while the outside freezes. And here's where it gets wild. Even if the surface is frozen solid, deep below that icy shell there could be liquid water oceans. Picture Europa or Enceladus, but on a bigger scale. If there's volcanic heat under the crust, that ocean stays liquid. And where there's liquid water, there's a chance for life. Not sunlight-driven life like ours, but weird alien ecosystems. Creatures living off geothermal vents, feeding on chemical reactions instead of sunlight. If that sounds familiar, it's because Earth already has these bizarre fish and microbes living around volcanic vents in our oceans. Rogue planets could have entire biospheres like that, hidden under ice, thriving in total darkness. And here's where it gets wild. Even if the surface is frozen solid, deep below that icy shell there could be liquid water oceans. Picture Europa or Enceladus, but on a bigger scale. If there's volcanic heat under the crust, that ocean stays liquid. And where there's liquid water, there's a chance for life. Not sunlight-driven life like ours, but weird alien ecosystems. Creatures living off geothermal vents, feeding on chemical reactions instead of sunlight. If that sounds familiar, it's because Earth already has these bizarre fish and microbes living around volcanic vents in our oceans, thriving in total darkness. Rogue planets could have entire biospheres like that, hidden under ice. Now, the question everyone loves: what if humans tried to live on a rogue planet? On the surface, it'd be hopeless. You step outside without protection and freeze solid in seconds. But underground, maybe not impossible. If a planet has geothermal activity, we could build habitats near natural heat sources. Imagine underground cities, powered by nuclear or geothermal energy, shielded from cosmic radiation. We wouldn't see a sunrise, ever. Our entire lives would be spent under rock and ice. Clocks instead of daylight. Artificial lamps instead of stars. A society built in caves, surviving in eternal night. Sounds dystopian, but technically possible. And here's the kicker. Scientists think rogue planets might actually outnumber stars. Some estimates say there could be billions of them in our galaxy alone. Think about that: billions of worlds, just drifting invisibly through the dark. Some may be carrying hidden oceans, maybe even life. And the scariest part, they're almost impossible to spot. No star means no reflection of light. They're ghosts hiding in plain sight, only detectable when they pass in front of distant stars and block their light for a brief moment, So, what happens on a planet with no sun? The surface freezes. The night never ends. Life, if it exists, hides deep underground, thriving in ways we can barely imagine. And while these planets sound lonely, they remind us that the universe is far stranger than we're used to. Every rogue planet is a story waiting to be told, a world without a home, adrift in the dark, and maybe, just maybe, one of them holds secrets that could change everything we know about life in the cosmos. Would you dare step foot on a world with no sun? But here's where I want your take. We call these rogue planets cold, starless, forgotten. But maybe we're looking at it the wrong way. Think about it. Who says a planet needs the sun to matter? Who says life can't find its own weird way in the dark? We always frame them as tragic, orphans of the universe. But what if some of them are thriving more than we ever imagined? Hidden oceans, entire ecosystems that never knew what a star even was. For them, a way of life, sunlight, photosynthesis, day and night would sound completely alien. And here's the fun twist. If rogue planets are as common as scientists think, then the odds are insanely high that life, somewhere, has already pulled this off. That means we might be looking for aliens in all the wrong places, focusing on Earth-like worlds, when the real weird life might be drifting silently between stars. So, I'll throw it at you. If we found a rogue planet tomorrow with life deep under its crust, would you consider it more special than Earth-like planets orbiting suns? Or would it feel almost scarier, like proof the universe doesn't need stars to cook up something alive? Drop your thoughts, because I'm honestly curious. Would you settle on a rogue planet if you had the chance? Living under ice with no sunrise ever again? Or is that just too much like living in an endless cave? Either way, one thing's clear: these planets change how we think about the universe. They're not mistakes. They're not accidents. They're reminders that the universe plays by rules way bigger than ours. And maybe, just maybe, one day we'll meet life that's never even seen a sun. So next time you look up at the night sky, remember, out there in the black, there could be countless worlds passing by, silent, invisible, waiting.